So today on Eat Like a Local, look, I love food in general, but I really love ice cream. That's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna go around, we're gonna taste scoops. Banana split, come on. This is an absolutely fun episode for me because it takes me back to my childhood. We're gonna start right here, Cloud 10. You cannot talk about scoop shops in this city without talking about Chris Long at Cloud 10 Creamery. Pastry chef to start, then moved into this idea of like, why can't we have a small, independently owned, chef-driven ice cream? That's what we got with Cloud 10. Toasted rice ice creams, come on, brown sugar with homemade cookies and cream. Let's go. I have the pleasure, to start this off is sitting with you, Chris Long. There's a lot of people that have started ice cream shops over the past few years that I don't think that would really exist without you.
I appreciate that.
I mean, Cloud 10 was really the first on the scene because before this we had Baskin-Robbins, Ben & Jerry's, but there was never really a craft ice cream producer with a pastry mind. And then you did that.
Back in 2011, when me and my business partner, Chris Ballad, we came up with the idea of a Cloud 10 Creamery, basically off of his want of a banana split. So he asked me to make my version of it. We overnighted an ice cream machine, and that kind of snowballed into, wanting to make gourmet ice cream, because we looked at the market and like you said, there wasn't really anything that was chef-driven ice cream.
What was your history before ice creams?
Actually, before even culinary school, I was a lost undergrad, trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Like most cooks.
Yeah. I actually walked past the local community college, the culinary department, decided on a whim to take the plunge to go to culinary school. All they had left were pastry classes.
But you understand savory too.
Yeah, any restaurant I worked in, I wanted to learn the menu on the savory side, learning techniques that I could bring over to the pastry side.
I mean, because that's why your flavors are why they are. You think outside of that box.
A good example is the banana split. It's a fun dessert to eat. 11 different toppings, caramelized banana. So there's textures, temperatures, there's crunchy, there's crispy. It should be all different.
I remember you first bringing ice cream in pints to me. I was like,
you asked me what I was doing at that time. I said, we're thinking about opening an ice cream shop. And you told me, if you open an ice cream shop, I will buy from you. 2011, you were our first customer. We knew that when we were making the ice cream, there would be no extract, no food coloring. So very, very kind of restaurant mind in creating the ice cream and the dessert.
And your flavors have always been smart.
They were very eclectic in the beginning. We were doing things like, tomato ice cream.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That was us.
We would do a passion fruit ice cream with fish sauce caramel, kind of playing on the sweet and savory side of things. In the very beginning, it was very, what can I do to surprise people?
I think we all do that.
Yeah.
Right? As a young chef, everything is like, I'm going to do this because nobody's doing it. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm not going to do that because nobody really wants that.
But there's a lot of flavors that we developed in the beginning, like the toasted rice, high quality jasmine rice, So when you're eating the ice cream, you can actually smell like you're cooking rice at home. And it's one of the best things. Pandan, we always have a rotating pandan flavor. Over time, we realized we needed to have kind of the nostalgic flavors. So we developed our own versions of those, like cookies and cream. We do a brown sugar base ice cream, and then we make our own Oreos or Oreo cookie light there, and that's our most popular flavor by far.
I saw it over there. It made my mouth water a little bit.
And then we have our mint chocolate chip. No food coloring, no extracts. We use fresh mint leaves, infuse it into the milk.
So much better.
Instead of doing chocolate chips, we do a ripple of dark chocolate magic shell.
So a little crispy.
Yes.
Your ice cream has always just been delicious. The mouthfeel.
Yeah. I just put just enough fat in there to categorize it as ice cream.
What do you mean by you put just enough fat in there to categorize it as ice cream?
So ice cream, you have to have at least 10% butterfat. Whether it's with heavy cream, butter, but anything under 10%, you can't call it ice cream. It's gotta be, you know, frozen dessert.
That's what that means when it says frozen dessert. It's not, hasn't
It's
quite
fat
hit that.
and air. There's this great sweet spot where I think that flavors, when they're infused, the flavor comes off with the most impact. You taste what you're supposed to taste. The toasted rice tastes like toasted rice. The peanut butter and jelly tastes like peanut butter and jelly. Another thing that sets us apart, each flavor is its own recipe. A lot of ice cream places, they might just do a sweet cream and they break it apart and they add flavoring to it. For us, our chocolate is a completely different recipe from our vanilla bean because chocolate has their own fat, solids, and sugar that we have to account to make sure we get the right balance. So
That's a lot of work.
It makes it 5 times harder,
But it makes it 10 times better.
Exactly.
I noticed that there's 25% of this is like dairy free. How does your brain think about going from a dairy cream to using coconut milk, but trying to still mimic that same texture?
Yeah, so that's the hardest
so
thing.
hard.
That's the hardest thing, is trying to get as close to ice cream texture. We didn't want to add a bunch of stabilizers and you know, artificial ingredients to.
You guys have been good about not
degrade
doing that at
So,
all. Really.
yeah, so we get as close as possible. I think we're pretty good at that.
You have elevated that to a different level. I want to try some dairy-free stuff.
Yeah. I believe that's the pandan coconut milk.
That pandan is so unique, but it's so familiar.
It tastes just like vanilla, I think, but it has a little grassy kind of aftertaste to it.
I may like that just as much, if not more, than I do vanilla traditionally.
And then this one, just toasted rice. Such a popular flavor, we had to make a vegan version of it. Rice and coconut milk just go well together.
Yeah.
So it just made sense. All right, ice creams. This is our #1 seller, the brown sugar cookies and cream.
That's delicious. That is way better than any other like store-bought cookies and cream. You're smart.
I always go back to this flavor. It's very basic, but it's a high quality dark chocolate ice cream. Some of the best cocoa beans come from Ecuador. We work with a company that they harvest and they make the chocolate and cocoa powder in Ecuador.
Yeah, you're pretty good at this.
This one is our take on the butter pecan, but we use Vermont maple syrup as the sweetener. No butter extract, it's pounds of butter. This is also one of my favorites, PB&J.
Hey, I'm a PB&J fanatic. That is awesome. Golly, that is delicious.
Ginger snap, we put it out one year about 10 years ago as a seasonal flavor, and we just haven't been able to take it off the menu.
That's awesome.
This is one of the originals, Café Soda.
So Café Soda, just a Vietnamese coffee.
Vietnamese coffee, but we use Café du Monde, which most of the restaurants in the city use. A little bit of condensed milk.
I am living out my 5-year-old Chris's dream right now. So literally, you can get any of these in a banana split, or is it like
Our banana split is you can get any 3 scoops of ice cream flavor you want.
What's your
don't get
jam?
Different. My jam is the way that we've done it from the beginning: the Nutella, vanilla, and chocolate.
Can I order one of those?
Let's do it.
All right, walk me through the construction of all this.
We start with the bananas. So we put a thin layer of sugar on there, and then we torch it, caramelize it. On the bottom, we have crumbled cookies. We have 3 scoops of ice cream. We did vanilla, Nutella with marshmallows, and dark chocolate. We have a mixed berry jam made with blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. We have a milk chocolate magic shell, whipped cream, hot fudge, candied pecans, and then a dusting of a Nutella powder on top.
Nutella powder.
Yeah.
The textures on it? Whether it be through the crispy on the banana, the marshmallowies, and the Nutella ice cream, the magic shell, are so appealing. I'm having a blast. Kind of want to be left alone. Man, what a great experience with Chris at Cloud 10. Now we're gonna head over to Cosmic Ice Cream. We're at Cosmic Ice Cream here on Long Point. 3 locations, one in Pearland, one in Clear Lake, and then this one here. We're gonna talk to Camille and Julian, who found this passion and desire to open a business during pandemic. They had the time, and so they started making ice cream pint by pint by pint by pint at their house, different flavors and different textures and recipes. And just a few years later, here we are. I'm super excited to try it. Really looking forward to this s'more ice cream. All right, Julian, Cosmic Ice Cream.
Cosmic Ice Cream.
You and Camille.
Yes.
We're on Long Point.
Yep.
And this is the second location of 3.
Right.
Correct? So
Correct.
Where did we start? In Clear Lake?
Our first shop is in Clear Lake, yes.
What's your background at you and Camille's? Because I think it's interesting.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's not ice cream. So I have a background in business. Yeah, and Camille's background is actually, she's a registered dietitian who now makes ice cream.
How does that work out? But I like it.
Yeah, but Camille actually always tells people anything in moderation is fine. That's actually why we have the mini scoop on the menu, for that reason. So if you just want like a little taste of something sweet, you don't want to go all out, we have a mini scoop on the menu.
So what made you guys just sit back and be like, ice cream? I'm in oil and gas. I'm a registered dietitian. Let's do an ice cream shop.
Like we wanted to build a business where we could actually like, not to sound corny, but like serve happiness. Like we want people to come to a space where
That's not corny.
Yeah, you're probably in a good mood when you come in. But even if you're not, right? Like it's our job as people who serve ice cream to turn that day around. So that's why ice cream is like so powerful.
So yeah, that's not corny. You are serving happiness.
We are. So during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, Camille made ice cream at home for the first time ever. She learned how to make ice cream by watching YouTube videos, reading books, talking to some other folks in the industry. And we wrote the business plan together during COVID and opened our first shop in 2021.
You did this at the house?
Did it at the house. Camille's making cookies, a different batch of cookies every night for 2 weeks straight because that cookie was going to be featured in our Cookie Monster ice cream. So I also gained 20 pounds during COVID. It's a true story. I gained 20 pounds eating ice cream and cookies.
Look, I think we all gained 20 pounds during that time. Because making ice cream, how many machines are you working? Is it just like one by one, by batch by batch by batch?
This is small batch by small batch. This is your home ice cream maker. I mean, we're cranking out like 1 pint at a time. For us, it was a lot of trial and error. So I think the first recipe that we made was a vanilla ice cream. Of course, you gotta start. You gotta start, keep it classic. We actually followed like this old recipe from the Beaumont Enterprise in the 1970s, like how to make vanilla ice cream. That's one of the first recipes we made. And then I think the second ever recipe was blueberry cake donut, which oddly enough is a seasonal flavor for us to this day. Nice. So it's kind of cool to see it like, it started in the home kitchen. And to your point, we scaled up. And yeah, some of those flavors are flavors that our customers are enjoying today.
That's amazing. So now how many flavors do you rock?
So 16 at a time in scoop form. We typically have at least 4 or 5 additional flavors that are in pint only, but I think we've created, it's probably close to 100 recipes now.
Okay.
In the past 4 years. So yeah, we have a lot.
Hopefully not all still at the house.
Nah, not at the house, nah. We have some good stuff coming too.
Yeah. I can only imagine like, I was like, I want to try this recipe. I'm gonna go make a pint.
Yeah.
Just like, look at this.
Oh, ooh, I didn't know we were gonna have the fire going. This is cool.
So I am torching some marshmallows for our campfire s'mores flavor. Once they get nice and charred, I blend them into the ice cream base. All right, now I'm gonna pour it in. All right, so it'll take about 10 minutes.
Ew, swirl it up. All right, so I finally get to sit down with both of you. You offer a couple of untraditional, I haven't seen a tasting flight before. That is awesome, because I can come in and I can taste all of these different ones.
And then whatever you can't eat in one sitting, we pop a little lid on there and good to go.
You're gone.
Take it home.
What do we have here?
So right here, the first one is our most popular flavor. It's chocolate milk and cookies. So it's an Oreo ice cream.
Chocolate milk and cookies.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's Oreo ice cream with Oreo pieces thrown in.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's our top seller at all 3 of our shops.
Yeah.
Nobody touching my flight. That texture's fantastic. I've had, cookies and cream or whatever, but you give me chocolate milk and cookies.
Yeah.
Come on. That's just playing with people's emotions.
It's all her.
Very smart.
It's all her.
What is this one again?
Salted caramel.
Okay.
So it's a caramel base with a salted caramel swirl.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's our roasted strawberry ice cream with the house-made strawberry jam.
I like that you roast the strawberries. Yeah, it just intensifies the flavor.
Yep.
Most people just puree go.
It's all
Yeah.
real strawberry, no extract, no flavoring.
That's really
Real
good.
strawberry.
I mean, that would satisfy every strawberry lover. Good job. What's your favorite flavor?
9 times out of 10, I'm getting a scoop of vanilla on a cake cone. But if I want to get like adventurous, banana pudding is my favorite at Cosmic.
I saw the banana pudding
Yeah.
on there. I was like, yeah, get that.
And we also roast the bananas in that. So roasted bananas with a little bit of brown sugar, blend that into the base. Cool Whip swirl, vanilla wafers, the real deal.
Cool Whip swirl.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I try to make the flavors as
True to what it
authentic to exactly what it is. I want people to taste and be like, wow, this tastes exactly like banana pudding.
It's the little things that I don't think a lot of bigger companies would do. So this is the s'mores.
This is the s'mores. We torch the marshmallows until they're really burnt and then blend them in to the base and throw in some chocolate sauce and some graham cracker pieces.
This is the s'more without the mess,
Right.
Yeah.
right? You guys are really doing it right. You guys are doing some other stuff too, right?
For the entirety of 2025, about 3 to 4 times a month, we're doing pint collaborations. Pint collaborations being we're creating flavors with local businesses of all different types and releasing these pints.
That's cool.
Almost weekly. So it's fun for us. It's a way for us to support each other as small businesses.
Like as you start talking about the seasonal flavors and these collabs that you're going to be doing, how do people find out about that? Is just going to your Instagram?
Yeah, that's the best way. Instagram, Facebook, or just coming into the shop.
Now, there is a ice cream nacho
Yes.
that I was told about.
So we make waffle cone chips and cut them into triangles. You get 2 scoops and 3 toppings. It's a good shareable item.
Or a lot of people take them down solo
Yeah.
too. Like we respect it, you know.
Sitting in the corner by myself, just like
Hey, it is not uncommon actually.
the registered dietitian over here says,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
should
exactly.
eat the nachos right now.
Everything in moderation.
There you go. All right, best thing about this is these little travel packs they sell. You can just fill this up with all these little minis or pints or whatever you want. Take it to friends, because you know what? You want to invoke happiness with everybody. Maybe your friend's having a bad day. Maybe they're having a great day. Who cares? Ice cream solves all the problems. Let's go. Let's keep going down this ice cream path. I really like it. So we're talking about ice cream, and we've talked to Cosmic Creamery, we've talked to Cloud 10 Creamery, 2 really fantastic ones. But in my neighborhood, when my wife and I are sitting at the house and Lindsay says, "You want some ice cream?" It's always milk and sugar. They've got 3 locations, so just find one, because I guarantee there's one close to you. Their flavors are great, their textures are great. I'm gonna have some ice cream. Come on in. Yeah, let's do a scoop of peanut butter cookies and cream. So the peanut butter base with Oreo cookie pieces. The happy wife, because I need to know why it makes my wife happy. And then you pick one. What do you think I should try? Because those are the 2 I always order, so let's do something different. Yum cha, so chrysanthemum and pandan. Like that a lot too. Look at that little swirly swirl. Not bad for an afternoon, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So this one is kind of my favorite, if you will. It's the peanut butter base, the peanut butter ice cream base with crushed up Oreos in it. This is my wife. So this is the almond cookie, the happy wife. And then this one's kind of the one I'm really interested in, chrysanthemum and pandan. So chrysanthemum tea, more of the flower, and then pandan, which is that Southeast Asian vanilla. It's a big green leaf that gives this beautiful vanilla flavor. I mean, it's delicious. The texture though, wow. I may be ordering this from now on, because it just does, like pandan is so unique. And if you haven't had it, you owe it to yourself for sure. Step outside of the box. So this one is the happy wife. Which, you know what? That's what Lindsay orders all the time. If you want something really kind of subtle, this is it. So sweet cream ice cream with almond pound cake in it. It's perfect. Again, it just goes back to the texture of the ice cream. There's not a lot of stabilizer. There's not a lot of that kind of tacky flavor to it. It's not really airy. It's just well churned. This, come on. I mean, look at this. I am peanut butter anything all the time. Yeah, it's just so good. They've got all their ice creams pinted up, so you can just walk in, grab it, pay for it, and get out of here. Go sit on the couch, watch whatever you want. At any given time, they're running about 16 flavors. 10 of those are standard flavors that they have, and then they have a rotational, and you just gotta follow them on Instagram or check online and see what they've got. People ask you, like, hey man, what should I order? Ice cream's like the live your life thing. Like, you know what you like, order it. Or try something new, but milk and sugar. Once this place opened, I knew I was gonna like it. And once I tried it, yeah, I fell in love with it. Other places to grab delicious ice cream, Fat Cat Creamery, fantastic. You know what, little known secret, you can slide right into Fluff Bake Bar and get you some ice cream as well. I always like a good bakery that has good ice cream too. Oh, you know what, Pudgy's, if you slip into there, you can get that underground creamery. You don't even have to know the secret password. In the world of ice cream, there's lots of places around here, but again, you've got the folks like Chris over at Cloud 10 that without his vision back in 2012 in this city, we probably would have just been stuck with like Baskin Robbins and the Ben & Jerry's on Kirby, but now there's all these shops that are doing these thoughtful flavors and thoughtful textures and making ice cream way better than it ever has been. You got one around you, go check it out. What's next?
We won't say no to most flavor ideas.
Yeah.
So.
We'll stay away from the hot dog flavored ones, but yeah.
Hey, we can get wild and crazy.
You know,
Because most people just have that base.
Yeah,
And they're like, bah, 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 bah. Can we do an Eat Like a Local collab?
Let's do it. We should do it.
You never know. It might be like caramelized fish sauce or something like that. You never know what it's going to be.